Okay, we have a meeting to get to. Hello? Looking for news? No. I thought maybe you can escort us into there, though. On this floor, it's down here. A place has been reserved for you on the balcony, Keldon Zatha. Go to the upper floor. Okay. Thank you. We received word from Wenan that you would be attending Keldon Zatha. The balcony has been open for you. Thank you. The room below is animated amidst a heated debate. All the representative groups are easily discerned in the crowd. Crucible knights, stiff in their noisy armor, sit in one section. In another are well-dressed members of House Domino, casual, watching with the Predator's interest. Still, elsewhere are the ramshackle dozens who have made no special effort to dress up for their liege lord. Interspersed are animancers in their academics' robes, with expressions either sour or concerned.
Well then, answer me this, Master Barash. If you animancers represent our best hope to cure the legacy, what progress can you demonstrate?
The back of the chamber sits the Duke, sprawled on his throne, worn down but alert and feisty nonetheless.
Ramir de Barask is originally from Palminia. He's one of the finest minds in Animancy to come out of the Valian Republics. He left for Defiance Bay 5 years ago, because he believed this was the true heart of Animancy research.
In Palagina's words, and the way she looks at her countrymen, you sense both pride and a mild sense of frustration.
As I've said, it isn't about progress, it's about potential.
My house would agree, Your Grace. We see great potential in its future.
And I suppose your blazing profits during the legacy don't have nothing to do with that, do they, Dominel? You can't have it both ways no more! Animancy goes, or this country goes!
The dozens are angry.
So you admit, Master Barask, that Animancy is no closer to stopping the legacy than it ever was?
No, we've had many promising experiments. Cadman Azo has shown...
Cadman Azo murdered a child. For a complete failure. We should be hanging him right now for what he done. The dozens won't stand for it.
He's dead.
There is no need. Master Azo recently passed the Shroud. And while the experiment failed, his work...
His work was sabotaged.
Ah, our new delegate from the dozens. What makes you say sabotage?
All at once, the attendees turned their faces towards me, a mishmash of judgment and incredulity. Only the Duke, a wild-looking man with a scraggly beard, seems unfazed by my interruption. I met a false patient in Brackenberry Sanitarium who had tampered with Azo's machinery.
The fuck's that even matter? These are people who would toy with the lives of our children!
Indeed. Even assuming there was sabotage, is this Animancer Azo not still accountable here?
I believe he is. Those who know me around here know me to be fair in judgment. Cadman Azo should be held guilty.
Exactly! Look at what happened in Heritage Hill. Our supposed protectors from Crucible Keep can't even clean up the messes Animancy leaves!
Your Grace, we'd have a much easier time of it if our knights weren't so occupied trying to keep their organization from igniting a revolution on our very doorstep.
Heritage Hill is blood on your hands, Justiciar! You turn a blind eye, and look what happens.
The Crucible Knights are blameless here. This was not the workings of Animancy, but an ancient device in Terra Noneth.
You've some strange taste in travels, friend. The height of your tales expands with every breath.
I ask only that you listen to what I have to say. Make your own judgment.
Very well. Tell us what you claim to have seen in Heritage Hill.
Tir Nalneth houses an Engwithan machine that holds dominion over the flow of souls. It was this machine that made the district undead.
Even if it is as you say, we have testimony that a group of Animancers had been spending time there. Surely their tinkering had something to do with this.
I believe that was Leaden Key disguised as Animancers. Oh, no, that's right. There was an Animancer researcher there. I remember. I don't remember his name, but he was turning into an undead ghoul by the end. There is no denying that they were studying dangerous machinery that they did not understand.
But the very purpose of these experiments is to understand. So these dangerous things can be used responsibly.
True.
This is what it comes down to, Your Grace. Whatever their intentions, Animancy's a pox. It makes a fucking wreck of everything. We all know what Widewind's legacy's really about. And it ain't about some sparkling saint from Creed Ceres who's mad because he took a stroll down the wrong bridge.
Ha, wrong bridge indeed.
It's about a bunch of so-called intellectuals fucking with the natural order while the rest of us gotta suffer for it.
In light of what I know about what's causing Ludwig's legacy, I can't help but slightly agree with him, because if I didn't know what caused it, then I would have to disagree with him.
Is it, though? Should we not take the time to reach a clear conclusion? I mean, what proof do we have?
My son and daughter are buried beneath the floor of my house. We don't own no land, so that's where we lay them. My son.
Ugh.
My wife let him slip when she was bathing him. Got water in his lungs, he couldn't cough up. My daughter? We put her to bed one night, and the next morning she wasn't breathing. This Hollowborn thing, it ain't ending. And it ain't ending because we still let these charlatans play God. There's your proof, you damn copper fucker!
Enough, Adric. Lady Dominel makes a point. If it's Animancy, then why do the other states that permit the practice not suffer the same fate? Who among us can say he truly understands why the legacy has taken hold here?
The grieving mother reaches towards my mind with hers. Bring order to the chaos here. I can. The crowd begins to mutter, the sound taking on a doubtful character. Right idea, Watcher, taking this hearing by the curly ones. Don't waste your chance. Wadwin's legacy is the creation of the Leaden Key. Kidman Azo's downfall was their work, as was the tower and Heritage Hill. They want you to do this. They want Animancy to fall. The dull muttering expands into a din of skepticism that fills the hall. I have seen them in the ruins of Ir Glanfath, operating machines that disrupt and redirect the flow of souls, near towns like Gilded Vale and Deerford, where the legacy is universal. As a watcher, I have heard their dead confess their plot. They are stealing the souls of the unborn.
Beasts. Another lunatic at the hearing. Did you remember to lock your sanitarium before you left, Master Barask?
Bitch. You shame your order by dismissing the truth before hearing it, madam. I expected better from a Knight of the Crucible.
You must know, friend, that the Leaden Key is a mantle for small-time ruffians and children at play. I'm not saying you're a liar. Not yet. But you'd better start making sense of all this. Help us believe you.
What's more likely, that the gods are destroying Deerwood for a science practice in many parts of the world, or that a group of people hates Animancy and wants it suppressed?
Another guess! Throw him out on his ass, Your Grace! He's wasting our time!
I've seen these machines with my own eyes, and they operate by mechanisms only someone with ancient knowledge would understand. No group of the Leaden Key traces back that far.
I don't know about all of this.
You've made an unexpected case, friend. I'll say that much. It seems we have a new possibility to consider, at the very least. How was it you came to learn all this?
Might be time to play politics. Or not. He did just turn against me and then suddenly backed off. No, I'm going to go my own path. I took a personal interest in the matter and tried to learn what I could.
Indeed. This land is foreign to you, unless I miss my guess. Your efforts on its behalf are to be commended. But these hearings are about more than Widewind's legacy, even though that is our most pressing concern. Let's say for the moment that I were to take you at your word that our friends in Brackenbury Sanitarium and their peers bear no responsibility for this curse upon my country. I'm curious, what would you do if you were in my position?
I would allow Animancers to continue their work. They explore questions we all wish to understand. If we'd known more, perhaps this crisis could have been averted. Her face still, Pallegina looks my way and suddenly nods in approval. I do not trust these Animancers, seeking first after gain and glory, but if they can heal our children, I would not hinder them.
Very well. That is all I wish to hear. Not just from you, but from everyone. Many days we've been at this. It is time we put it to rest. I want to thank the delegations for helping me collect my thoughts, and our new delegate, who has warned us of a new possibility that must be looked into. The time has come to choose a direction for the Deerwood. I am ready to make my pronouncement. Ramir de Barash, representing the interests of Animancers in Deerwood, step forward.
Your Grace.
Who's this? Oh, no.
The arguments for and against Animancy are both strong in their own way. I must be careful in my judgment.
Forgive me, Your Grace. We will accept no judgment but our own.
What's he doing?
For Leaden Key, it's Theos again.
No! Avenge the Duke!
No, wait!
Theos, you bastard.
I've given you every chance to end this pursuit. Shall I end it for you?
Try it.
Another time. I am already late.
I believe the Duke was...
Ready to sleep like the dead.
The words, "Shall I end it for you?" ring in my ears. I find myself gasping for breath, struggling to keep my own balance. I drop to a knee and watch as Theos hurries out of the building. The world dims around me, the screams and clashing of weapons fading to silence. All that remains are the words.
Shall I end it for you?
Theos stands at the pulpit high above an assembly of robed onlookers, me among them, clustered around a wide circular pit carved of stone. He addresses a woman bound backward over a large iron wheel overlooking the great stone maw. Many of the woman's fingers and toes are severed, and the bottoms of her feet are charred black. The skin on one side of her face looks like melted candle wax, black and red and seeping, and the angle of her back suggests a spine in ruins. Yet for all that, her expression betrays little of her anguish.
I am already at peace, Grand Inquisitor. Are you?
That not Lady Webb?
So be it. If you desire no end, you shall have none. I find you guilty of heresy. May the eternal prison bar your soul from passage, for it is beyond redemption.
He nods to the hooded attendant, who begins untying her from the wheel. I open my eyes to the beamed ceiling of the palace's grand entry hall. The clangs of metal striking metal waft in from outside along the cries of the injured as I stagger to my feet. Theos is gone. Pelagina is standing over me, her eyes darting around the room before looking down and thrusting her hand out to grab mine. Her eyes glow with the inner light, her voice taking otherworldly timbre. Now, get up now! Off to one side, I can hear the clinking rustle of chainmail, and I look over to see a wounded guard slumped against the wall. He is trying to say something, seemingly directed at me, but at first it is too faint to hear. He gathers his breath and manages to rasp out a few words. Lady Webb. She's the only... She must be told. She'll know what to do. Please, find her. Tell her everything. The guard passes out and slides to the floor, still. Let's get out of here. Don't go out there, there's rioting in the streets. Where are we supposed to go? I can see the dozens behind, a lot of it. The Duke's guards are also in on it. And we actually supported Animancy in the end, which would make us an enemy of a lot of people. The public, at least. We must go see Lady Webb. I can't discount that that's who that was in that vision I just had. That's why she looks the way she is. The first fires is a light. Let's get out of here. Fools, led by other fools. This is why I didn't support the... That's Heritage Hill. How do we get out of here? We're gonna have to run through the gauntlet. It's blocked off that way. Dead guards, dead mercenaries. Be ready. Don't know what we're going to come across out here. Seen him at the sanitarium. He's an animancer. Get him! Just keep running. Wait, wait! No. Son of a... Let's just go. The way of the Brackenberry is this way. Commoner and Justiciars. These lot are in league with the Animancers. They're going to be... Take back the city. They're going to be fighting Justiciars and be fighting against half the bloody city. Nope. The sanitarium is here. Should have thought of that. And it's not really here anymore. Yeah. Let's go to Lady Webb. They've been inside here too? This could have been the leaden key, actually. Would have been a perfect time for them to attack. Get ready, we could be facing leaden key agents. Up here too. Lady Webb. Where is she? Dead. Their soul still lingers. Lady Webb lies still in her bed. An ornate cushion propped her back upright. The blood pool beneath a gash in her chest is tacky and nearly dry. A shattered glass rests on the floor beneath her dangling hand. I can feel the faint aura of her fading essence in my ken. Reach out for it. I make contact and are immersed in a torrent of sensory input and experience. When it calms, I find myself in the same room, lying in bed with a glass of brandy in my hand. Through the walls from the streets outside come the sounds of screams and shattered glass and the cacophony of an angry mob. I take a sip and it warms my gullet. Across the room, the door opens behind a patient, steady push. Into the room walks Theos, the floorboards creaking beneath deliberate steps. I wait until the last of the brandy has trickled down my throat before I speak. I was a fool to think
I could tame these people.
You came closer than most.
A fine epitaph.
No worse than any.
I'm concentrating, focusing with all of my energy. It feels as though I'm diving into a stone wall over and over, but it cracks suddenly, unexpectedly, allowing the vaguest wisp of a thought to leak through.
What's in Twin Elms?
It's to the east of the Deerford. It's Glanfathan territory.
Did you pull that from my thoughts?
I've had time to practice.
He walks over to a small table and raises a half-empty brandy bottle to eye level. He seems to approve of the selection and begins to reach for an empty glass.
I was saving that for someone.
Pity. You know this is how it has to be.
He replaces the brandy bottle on the table with care before approaching the bedside. He sits on the edge of the bed next to me. His words come freely, absent of all doubt. He draws a long, curved knife from his belt, smeared with fresh blood. With his left hand, he gently pins my sternum as he raises the knife in the other, its point dangling above my heart.
Prove it.
Theo slips the knife between my ribs, and pushes it through. Layers of tissue separate with brittle, papery stiffness, and blood wells up around the blade. A pulse of reflex causes me to drop my glass to the floor, and I hear it shatter. With the last of my strength, I take his knife hand in both of ours, a question radiant in my mind. For an instant, to my great surprise, the pathway to his mind is left open to me, unguarded, and the answer comes, simple, cataclysmic in its reordering of my thoughts. As Lady Webb, I feel as though I have the answer I've searched for all my life. But in my own mind, her understanding lies just beyond my reach. I look at Theos with the wide eyes of someone seeing for the first time and draw my last breath as a black velvety darkness descends over me.